Now, as we want a rich mixture, we are unable to supply it. But Rohit Godke, now it is visible.
No, sir, it's too small. Not
Too small. Okay.
visible.
It is too small. Means you are seeing it on your mobile.
Yes, sir, and it's not visible also clearly.
Okay, let me check out. Uh, but see, I'm checking on my mobile and it is visible. Simultaneously, I'm checking on my mobile and it is visible now. Uh, any problem now?
No, sir.
Yes, it is okay, I think.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, okay. So, so we have discussed all these things and we went out to using a choke. We were discussing. So we said choke is required to ensure that a rich mixture is required. Then how it is working? So basically, when we open the choke, sorry, close the choke, we choke the air supply. As the name indicates, it is choking the air. And when air is not being supplied from here, but the suction is acting over here, and the suction, that is engine suction. इकडे engine ला connect केल्यामुळे इकडचं suction जे आहे ते इथे act होतं. So due to that, the fuel will come out. Okay, fuel will come out. So the fuel is coming out, but less air, very less air, because we have almost closed the choke. So we have made this particular choke wall horizontal like this, and therefore only very less amount of air will be supplied from this, and therefore a very small amount of air and the fuel as it is coming over here. Therefore, you are going to get a rich mixture. Okay, thus we provide rich mixture during starting with the help of choke. म्हणजे आपण असं म्हटलं तसं बेसिकली आपण काय करतोय, गळा दाबतोय, इंजिनचा गळा दाबतोय. सो गळा दाबल्यानंतर आपल्याला श्वास घ्यायला त्रास होतो. सिमिलरली व्हॉट वी आर डुईंग बाय चोक, वी आर क्लोजिंग द इनलेट ऑफ द एअर इनलेट. Okay, trying to choke the air inlet. So very small amount of air will be only going. Fuel will be coming as it is, and therefore that is more fuel and less air. Therefore, the mixture will become rich and it will be supplied to the engine. So that is about the choke. I hope everybody understood the choke. Now let us move on to discuss what is idling system. आयडलिंग सिस्टम जसं तुम्हाला सांगितलं की आयडलिंग सिस्टम म्हणजे काय, गाडी बंद आहे परंतु इंजिन चालू आहे. म्हणजे आपण इंजिन चालू करून ठेवलंय आणि आपण गाडी पळवत नाहीये. चालू केली गाडी परंतु गाडी पळवत नाहीये. म्हणजे आपण जसं गाडी आपण सिग्नलला थांबवल्यानंतर जी काय होतं ते त्या परिस्थितीमध्ये. सो when we stop at the signal, we have the engine running, but we are not moving the vehicle. Okay, so accelerator is at zero position. म्हणजे accelerator zero आहे म्हणजे almost total wall is almost closed. Okay, total wall is almost closed. का तर आपल्याला ऍक्सेलरेटर झिरो पोझिशनवर आहे. मग आपण जसं ऍक्सेलरेटर दाबत जातोय तसं ती इकडे 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 येते. सो ऍज वी गो ऑन पुशिंग द ऍक्सेलरेटर, the throttle wall is opened more and more to supply more and more air fuel mixture. That is our provision for supplying the air fuel mixture. मग ज्या वेळेला throttle wall सॉरी ऍक्सेलरेटर झिरो पोझिशन वर असेल त्यावेळेला this will be almost closed. Okay, now I'm saying not completely closed, I'm saying almost closed. So here you can see a very small amount of thing can only come from here. Okay, so that means we are only allowing very small amount of air is coming here. because the accelerator is at 0 position. आता एवढा air आलं, so if the air is this much, only very small amount of air, then here suction will not be created. Suction will not be created. Okay, because very small amount of air is only flowing through this. So without even changing much in the velocity, they can flow very easily because the size of the barrel is more and comparatively less amount of air is flowing. So that means without much change in the pressure to kinetic and all such things, here the air is going to flow, which is very small quantity, and that small quantity of air is only going to come. That means here, since the suction is not created, the fuel will not come out from here, or very small amount is only going to come. It will not be coming in the amount what is required. But we know that during idling also we require rich mixture. Okay, we require rich mixture. So here this idling system comes into. So what we have done is in such conditions we have provided a separate system called as idling system, and this system will come into action when the engine is in idling condition. Okay, it requires rich mixture up to 12:1. So this particular condition requires a rich mixture, comparatively rich mixture. But we don't have a provision in the simple carburetor, and therefore we have provided a separate main. So main metering system fails to supply required rich mixture. So this is unable to provide supply required amount of fuel, and therefore it is unable to supply the required mixture. Therefore, a separate idling system is used. So idling system is separate. Okay, extra additional system provided in the simple carburetor. Okay, so let us see what this particular system is supposed to do. So therefore, a separate idling system is used, and throttle valve is almost closed. So this particular valve is almost closed in this particular condition. Full manifold suction acting on idling jet. Okay, so suction is acting over here, but here is not able to. So here it is written wrong. It is unable to act on the idling jet over here. Sorry, it is on the idling jet it is written. So idling jet means here. Here we have provided one system. You can see over here. इथे एक आपण वेगळे सिस्टम दिले बघा. ह्याला idling system किंवा idling jet म्हणतो. Okay, so this end is called as idling jet, and this particular system, whatever we have, is called as a idling. So here it is written idling adjustment. Then here it is written idling air restriction, air bleeding. Okay, and here it is connected to your float also. Okay, so what is this doing? So full manifold suction is acting on the idling jet. म्हणजेच काय, आता जी सक्शन येत आहे हे बंद असल्यामुळे इकडे ऍक्ट होऊ शकत नाही, पण इथं कुठे ऍक्ट होत आहे, इथं ऍक्ट होत आहे. Okay, now what is happening? What is happening? So here is shown what is happening. Now idling jet ejects large amount of fuel. Fuel is coming through this. Now why it is coming, we will discuss. And only a very small amount of air coming across the have provided idling mixture. आता idling mixture मध्ये इकडून का mixture आलं? So you can see now, हे closed झालं. This is closed. But इथं suction act होते. कुठलं suction? Engine suction. Correct? Engine suction is acting over here. Now this particular engine section is acting here, and therefore here it is negative pressure. Okay, suction means negative pressure. Engine suction means when the piston is moving down. So when the piston is moving down, negative pressure is created. So here at this particular location, that is at what we call as an idling jet, you have the negative pressure over here. But this is connected to the inlet side of the air. That means here you have positive pressure. So here you have positive pressure. Here you have negative pressure. And what will be the result? The result is that we are making the air to pass across this. Okay, that means suction is acting over here. इथून suction act होते. Here the suction is acting. What is the result? The result is that इथं सुद्धा atmospheric pressure आहे, इथं atmospheric pressure आहे. त्यामुळे इथनं atmospheric pressure ची air आणि इथं atmospheric pressure असल्यामुळे इथं सुद्धा atmospheric pressure ला fluid आहे. So atmospheric fluid, that is fuel. So fuel is coming in, air is coming in, and that mixture is being coming out through the idling jet, and a very small amount of air coming through this. And we are getting, see, something like this. Okay, we are getting the some amount of air and the fuel being sucked through the idling jet, and it is ejected through the idling jet below the throttle wall on the engine side. Okay, and very small amount of air coming from here, that will mix together, and a rich mixture is being prepared, and that will be supplied to the engine cylinder. So and that is how you have here a rich mixture continuously supplied. Now what this is, so this is idling adjustment screw. Idling adjustment screw. What is this idling adjustment screw? तुम्ही कधी जर मेकॅनिक कडे गेला असेल तर मेकॅनिक बघा कार्बोरेटर वरती एक स्क्रू असतो आणि तो स्क्रू थोडस टाईट करतो किंवा लूज करतो आणि टाईट किंवा लूज केल्यानंतर म्हणजे फायरिंग चेंज होतं. म्हणजे समजा see what is happening preferably is here this particular idling jet screw when comes inside this becomes restricted, flow becomes restricted. म्हणजे तुमची फ्युएल कमी होते. फ्युएल कमी झालं की काय होणार, कमी फ्युएल गेल्यामुळं पॉवर कमी तयार होणार. पॉवर कमी झाली की इंजिनचं स्पीड कमी झालं, म्हणजे firing becomes duk, 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 very slow. Okay, there will be a lot of gap between the two intermittent firings. Okay, and when you loosen this, हे जर तुम्ही नट लूज केला काय होणार, so more fuel you are allowing through this particular idling jet to flow. Okay, so more fuel is flowing through this. Now since more fuel is flowing through this, what happens, more energy is being provided with the engine, and since more energy is there provided in the engine, the engine becomes faster. So now the firing becomes faster. Duk, 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 duk. So that is, the firing becomes faster. So you might have observed that the mechanic, what he does by unscrewing it or screwing it, so tightening it or loosening this particular screw, he can change the firing. Okay, so so what it indicates, what he's actually doing, he's screwing this in or out. So when he screws in, here the flow becomes lesser. So when the flow becomes lesser, the mixture becomes less richer. Okay, so the amount of mixture, fuel in the mixture prepared will be lesser. And when less fuel is going inside the cylinder, less power will be produced. And since less power is there, the thrust acting on the piston will be less, and therefore piston will be moving slowly. So when the piston is moving slowly, the firing becomes slow. So the engine becomes very slow. That is duk, duk, duk. So there will be a lot of gap between the two intermittent firing. But when you unscrew this, you pull back the screw out. At that time, what you are doing, you are allowing more fuel to go, and when more fuel goes inside, that means more quantity of rich mixture you are providing. And since the mixture quantity Khobre, Prasanna Khobre is okay, I will admit. As we are supplying rich mixture, that is more mixture. The power produced now inside the engine will be more. मग जास्त पॉवर तयार झाली, पिस्टन वरती जास्त प्रेशर तयार झाला, त्यामुळं पिस्टन आता जास्त मूव्ह होणार, म्हणजे फास्ट मूव्ह होणार. मग आता फायरिंग काय झालं, फास्ट झालं. डुक 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 डुक. So the firing becomes faster. So the gap between the two intermittent firing has become lesser. So this is what you do, or a mechanic does, when he adjusts the idling. आणि हे कशासाठी जनरली आयडलिंग करतात, कारण आपल्याला आयडलिंग सिस्टम कंडिशन्स मध्ये म्हणजे आपल्याला फ्युएल कन्झम्पशन कमी करायचंय. म्हणजे मिनिमम जी फ्युएल कन्झम्पशन आहे, थोडक्यात मिनिमम फ्युएल कन्झम्पशन, कारण आपण ऍक्सेलरेटर 0 पोझिशन वरती ठेवलाय. बरोबर, कशावर ऍक्सेलरेटर 0 पोझिशन ठेवलाय असं समजायचं, कारण टोटल ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज आहे. तर या पोझिशनला टोटल ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज आहे, म्हणजे तुमचं ऍक्सेलरेटर 0 पोझिशनला आहे. ऍक्सेलरेटर 0 पोझिशनला आहे. आता इथून फक्त थोडीशी एअर येते, इथून आणि इथून थोडीशी एअर येते, आणि इथून आता fuel येते. So this particular fuel coming can be increased or decreased, and accordingly we can we are able to now change the mixture, amount of mixture going into the cylinder. मग आपण जर कमी मिक्सचर सप्लाय केलं तर फायरिंग स्लो होते, आणि जास्त मिक्सचर सप्लाय केलं तर फायरिंग वाढते. मग तो मेकॅनिक काय जसं कंपनीचं रेकमेंडेड that is about the idling. Now moving ahead, so I hope everybody has understood what is the systems with related to idling, choke system, all these things. I hope everybody has understood. Now moving ahead, there are some compensating devices we will see. Okay, we have discussed the choke. Now the main metering system, you know, idling system, now you know. Okay, so this is your idling system. This is the idling system may not be basically only one jet, single jet. You can have a multi-jet type of idling system also. Okay, so accordingly, as you connect, one or two jets may be coming into picture, and that will be helping you in bringing the fuel. Before going ahead, let us see that particular video which will help you to understand this properly. Okay, so this is the carburetor. This is the carburetor. This is the carburetor, which is going to be the air is going in through this. So this was the carburetor. Here, this was the jet. So this is your jet, which is through which your fuel is going to be supplied. The fuel will be coming out through this particular jet, and this is the rod around which your choke is going to be connected. Now you can see, or throttle is going to be connected, whatever is, depending on it is the lower side or higher side. Preferably it will be a choke. So when you are pushing this particular lever, then at that time you are going to close this particular choke. Okay, and here you can see the diameter has decreased. Okay, so that decrease in diameter is due to you have put a venturi over there, so correspondingly the diameter is decreasing. Okay, so that decrease in diameter, so from here you can see here the diameter is more, and from here the diameter is decreasing. So that increase in diameter, sorry, decrease in diameter leads to increase in velocity, and for that we have to decrease in pressure. So the pressure is acting over here at the tip of the venturi, and the fuel is going to come in. So that is about. Okay, so this is the air pipe going, taking the air to the filter. So the air will be filtered from here, and then it will be supplied to the carburetor. So this is how air filters look like in case of a engine. So preferably this is a oil bath type of a filter. So initially also we have discussed filters, air filters. So this air filter is going to be there. Air is coming from here. Air is going to oil, and air will come out of the oil. And when it comes out of the oil, all the dirt will be retained in the oil, and only air will be coming out, and that air will be supplied to the engine. So here the principle of the carburation is being demonstrated. We have taken a pipe, okay. So in order to make you visible what is happening, and here this is let us the main jet, so through which the fuel was supposed to come, and we have put this particular at the throat of the venturi. So here you can see this is the venturi. So the venturi is there, air is coming, and here air is being supplied from here, and air is being taken out from here. So this is to demonstrate what is happen, how the carburation process happens. So you can see now here when the air is flowing in. Sandeep Ingle has been admitted. Okay. So air is coming in, and you can see here the negative pressure when created, it will suck the fluid through this particular pipe. So this is the principle. And you can see over here white portion, that means the fuel is being ejected out through the jet due to the suction created over here. Why? Because there is a negative pressure here and a positive pressure on the top of the fuel or whatever the liquid is over here. So here whatever liquid we have used, here it is atmospheric pressure, here it is a negative pressure created due to venturi, and due to this particular pressure difference, the fuel is coming out. So that is being demonstrated. So this is a tube. So here it is very clearly see that this is the venturi, and this is the pipe which is taking in the liquid whatever is being used. Okay, so this we can call as a main metering system, and this is your venturi. So here the diameter is decreasing, and then this is your throat, and this is increasing. So you can see. So air is being supplied through this. So you can see over what is happening. Correct. So air is being supplied. So you can see over here the fuel as it is injected. Now you can see a mixture is being prepared and it is coming out. Okay, so this is the principle. So as the here the diameter is decreasing in the venturi, here the negative pressure is being created, and the negative pressure over here, and other end we have the positive atmospheric pressure which is making the fuel to come out. So the fuel which is coming out is in the form of a jet, and due the jet mixing with the air, and you can see over here almost a the mixture is being prepared and it is being supplied. So that is what is demonstrated over here. So you can see over here. Okay. So the breaking of the droplets and mixing is shown here. So I hope everybody getting the principle how it is working. Carburetor. Can anybody confirm me the principle whether you understood? Yes. Can anybody confirm whether you have understood this? Yes. Nobody is able to confirm. Somebody
Yes,
can.
sir.
Okay. Okay. I hope everybody now understood. So this is a single jet carburetor. So this is a venturi or shown. So here it is shown. This is a venturi. Okay. Section is being decreased and then increased. So this becomes your venturi. This becomes your the inner part where the diameter of the venturi is least, which we call as the throat of the venturi. And this is the inner side through which air is flowing, and this is the outer side through which the mixture is supposed to flow. Here we have put the. So here we have a throttle valve which can. So this is your jet now. Don't get confused by the shown, because this is just a demonstration. So how it is working is being only demonstrated. So here we have shown. Here we have connected this main jet. We have connected it to the float chamber. Here we have a float, and to the float. So this particular blue one is the float, and on the float you have a needle valve collected. So this will ensure that always the level of this particular fuel is going to be this much. Okay. So whenever the suction is acting over here, at that time only fuel will come out. So that is being demonstrated. So air is coming. Okay, air is flowing, and due to that, what is happening is being shown. So fuel is being sucked. That is what is shown. Yes. So this is how the principle of working principle of fuel air mixture. That is, fuel air is coming from here. Fuel is coming from here. The mixture is being prepared. The throttle wall is open now, and therefore the prepared mixture will be going out. Okay. So what is shown here is the pressure. So the higher the pressure, the arrow diameter is dimension of the arrow is being bigger. That is they have used to demonstrate the pressure difference. So here we have a higher pressure. Here we have a lower pressure acting, and due to that, fuel is flowing. So that is being demonstrated. So if this becomes bigger, that is here also the pressure becomes higher, then the less fuel will be coming in. So that is what is demonstrated. Correct. So that is, as we open and close, the pressure here will change. Okay, and accordingly, the fuel coming in and out out of this particular jet is going to change. That is what is demonstrated. So once again, you can see this. So the pressure difference created. So this, as the throttle opens and close, oh, as the throttle opens and close, the amount of fuel coming in through the, so this is a simple carburetor. So such a carburetor is generally used, but when applied in a vehicle, when used in an actual vehicle, then the conditions are somewhat different. So when we are using such carburetors in a, so this is this whatever is being discussed over here, we have not reached up to that. Here, this particular needle wall is going out and in, and accordingly we want to bleed the air. So we will be discussing this particular compensating jet system and all will be further. I will show this particular video once again later. So here the choke function of the choke is being explained. Yes. So this will be the position when we want to go for a cold starting. So when we apply the choke, so when we use the choke in the morning, what we are doing? We are closing it. Initially, you have seen that it was open. It was open, but so at this particular time it was open. But when we are start it, it has to be closed. So here we have closed it now. Okay, and we are going to accelerate. So when we accelerate, this will open. When we are given the choke, this is almost closed. So here only small amount of air is going to come. That is what is demonstrated. So here you can see. Here you can see now. This was actually the air, the inlet of the idling system. Okay, above this other side of the jet. So this was actually I wanted to show you in the figure. So I will go back. Okay, I will come back to that again later. So remember this particular was not the jet, as I mentioned earlier. This was the inlet of this particular idling system. Okay, so idling system ending over here. So even though the choke is closed, you can see that is open to atmosphere. That means atmospheric pressure will be here. So, and here you can see this particular on this particular shaft, this particular valve is going to rotate by or thereby opening or closing it. And you can see when the choke is applied, this is almost closed. Here some opening, here some opening. You can see that is, it means almost closed. So very small opening. So you can see a very small amount of air can only pass through this. Okay. Now what is happening? So small amount of air. Okay, this is what is supposed to happen. when this is happening, when this we are opening this, but when acceleration is 0, so when we have closed the accelerator, so here, yes, so here what we have done now, here we have this particular, so this was the opening what actually just I was mentioning. So even when this is closed, this was opened. Okay, now here the one end is connected to air on the inner side, other one end is connected to the fuel, and here at the other end of this particular hole we have what we call as the idling jet, and here we have the idling screw. So how it is operating, you can see. So you can see a jet is coming. This is almost closed. So very small amount of air is only coming, and the fuel is coming through this, and a rich mixture is being prepared over here. And that is how during idling, with the help of this particular idling system, whereby we are sucking in the fuel through this particular system. And why this particular suction is made possible? Because we know here the suction is acting, engine suction is there. Here the atmospheric pressure is there. So between the difference between the atmospheric pressure and the suction pressure, due to that the fuel will be sucked over here, and the amount of fuel sucked will be depending on how much loosening or tightening of this particular idling screw is being done. So you can see over here it is being supplied. So sometimes more than one idling jet will be also. Okay. So in case there will be sometimes two idling jets provided in case of some heavy vehicles and all, like tractors and all, where as we go on opening the throttle to some extent more, then initially this throttle was here. At that time, here the suction pressure was not acting, engine suction pressure was not acting on this, so only through this the fuel was coming. But when we started slowly opening the throttle by pushing the accelerator pedal, now here also suction is acting, and through this also now the fuel starts coming out. Okay, so here the fuel is coming through both this particular jet, and both are called as idling jets. So this is a primary and this is a secondary idling jet. And now we want more mixture, because why we want more mixture? Because we have now started accelerating. Basically idling, when we say idling, we say accelerator is at 0%. But as we go on accelerating, we are putting our foot on the accelerator pedal and we are trying to push it. But still, the pressure here is not sufficient to make the fuel to come out. Okay, because we have not opened this. So slowly we are trying to open it, but still the pressure is not enough to suck the fuel, and therefore we have provided another here jet, that is secondary idling jet, through which now the fuel starts coming in, and it also supplying the rich mixture. And you can see later on, when this is opened more, the throttle is opened more, what is happening now? The pressure over here and the pressure over here becomes same. So here and here now the pressure becomes same, and therefore nothing is going to flow through this, isn't it? Why the something was flowing through this? Because there was a pressure differential. Now here the pressure same air coming from here is flowing through this now. That means whatever air is flowing here, that much air is flowing here, and that due to that what is happening is there will not be any pressure differential created here and here, and therefore nothing is going to come out. That means as we slowly go on accelerating, the idling systems stop supplying the fuel, and now the suction is acting on here, and here the sufficient negative pressure is created to suck the fuel. That means your main jet starts supplying your fuel. So slowly idling jet stops supplying the fuel and main jet starts supplying the fuel, and it will take care. So now this will take over the fuel supply system, and the mixture now will be supplied by air coming from here, fuel coming from here, mixture is being created, prepared, and it is being supplied. So that is what is shown here. Okay, now there is nothing coming out through the idling jet. So now you can see the choke is open here. So this particular opening. So what is happening is, whenever we are trying to push the accelerator, suddenly we'll be pushing the accelerator. So suddenly, even though suddenly this is opening, suddenly this cannot start supplying the fuel because the fluid will have some inertia. Fluid will have some inertia. And what is the inertia? Inertia is a tendency to keep a stationary body in stationary condition or moving body in a moving condition. Presently, the fluid is not flowing through this, isn't it? That means we can consider it as stationary. So fluid is stationary, and even though we have opened it and the pressure, negative pressure has been created, suddenly fuel will not start coming out. Okay, so there will be some inertia. It has to be overcome. Inertia of what? Inertia of the fluid. So until we are supplying, we are making this particular fluid to flow, there will be some time lag. Okay, that means suddenly, see, we want acceleration. That is why we have pressed the accelerator. Correct. That means we suddenly want rich mixture. But what is happening by suddenly opening the rich throttle? This is unable to supply sudden rich mixture. So there is some time gap in between opening the throttle and your system responding to the so that is your system responding to the preparation of rich mixture. Okay, that is suddenly it cannot supply rich mixture even though we have suddenly accelerator. That means suppose the vehicle is running and suddenly I want to accelerate the vehicle, it will not be able to provide because the inertia is going to be there. So what inertia will try to do? Inertia will always try to maintain it as in whatever condition it is. So presently whatever is being supplied, that much it will try to maintain. Suddenly if you want to increase or decrease, it will not allow to increase or decrease. So that is the role of inertia over here. So suddenly you cannot increase the fuel supply even though you have opened the throttle when you want to accelerate. And so there will be some sudden lag coming over here. At that time particular lag, you will not be able to supply rich mixture. So that is what over here. We will be discussing this accelerator system later. So just see this particular this video. I will show you once again. So this is a horizontal type of carburetor, generally used in two-wheelers. The earlier one, what we are discussing, was a vertical type. So here, as the throttle is open, this is a throttle. So this is a variable Venturi type of carburetor. So the fuel is coming in and a mixture is being supplied. So this variable Venturi type of carburetor, I will explain later this. This is equalizer system. So this is a barrel carburetor. Okay. So that was how carburetor was working. Okay. Now moving ahead, we were discussing about so here with respect to this particular multiple holes we were discussing, and from that point we went on to the video. I hope everybody is clear with the idling system and choke system. Any doubt in the idling system or choke system, you can ask. I've shown the figure and explained how the idling system and choke system is there, and how it is working with the help of a video. So can I know anybody has any doubt with respect to idling system and choke system? Any doubt with anybody? Idling and choke system? Any doubt with the working of idling system? I hope you can unmute and you can ask the question. You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Anybody having any doubt? Yes. Nobody having any doubt? At least confirm me that you don't have any doubt. Somebody confirm? Can somebody confirm? Can somebody confirm?
No, sir.
Prasanna Khobre. Prasanna Khobre, has you understood? Khobre. Prasanna.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood how the idling system works?
Sir.
Okay, can you explain now? I will once again present that particular slide. Can you explain how the idling system works? This is a slide. Can you explain? Can you explain the idling system? Prasanna. Yes. Prasanna. What happened to Prasanna? Prasanna Khobre. Unmute yourself and answer the question. I think he has not understood. That is why he is reluctant to answer. Prasanna, please let me know if you are not understood. Let me know that you are not understood. I will explain once again. Prasanna, can you unmute yourself? Prasanna Khobre. Khobre. Prasanna Khobre is not answering. See, if that is the condition, then I will not be in a position to understand whether you have understood the things, whatever has been discussed or not. He has left. Directly has left. Prasanna Khobre left. Because I asked him question. Okay. Sujit Mane. Sujit Mane. Mane Sujit. Prasanna is still there. He has not left. Prasanna, can you answer? Who can answer? Somebody can explain. Anybody? Anybody who is understood, who has understood? Khobre saying no, sir. You are not understood. Okay. Okay. For Prasanna, I will explain once again. काय होतंय इथं आपण एक पाइपिंग सिस्टम दिली. And what we said, आपण ज्या वेळेला एका बाजूला त्या पाईपच्या एका बाजूला सक्शन देतो म्हणजे नेगेटिव्ह प्रेशर देतो आणि दुसऱ्या बाजूला पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर म्हणजे ऍटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर असेल त्यावेळेला काय होईल पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर असलेल्या बाजूमधून नेगेटिव्ह प्रेशर असलेल्या बाजूला फ्लुइड फ्लो व्हायला चालू होईल. ओके सो व्हॉट यू हॅव डन यू आर नाउ ऑल्सो डन द सेम थिंग. एक आपल्याला सिस्टम दिली पाईप सिस्टम दिली आणि त्यात आपण काय केलं एका बाजूला पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर आहे इथं सक्शन प्रेशर आहे, एअर साईडला आपण इथं ओपन केलं याला, बरोबर. इथं पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर आहे आणि इकडे काय केलं आपण, ह्याला क्लोज केलं. ह्याला क्लोज केल्यामुळे काय झालं, इथलं इंजिन सक्शन इथं ऍक्ट झालं. आता इंजिन सक्शन म्हणजे काय असतं, नेगेटिव्ह प्रेशर असतं. म्हणजे इथं नेगेटिव्ह प्रेशर झालं, इथं पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर झालं. तर इथला आणि इथं प्रेशर डिफरन्स तयार झाला. प्रेशर डिफरन्स तयार झाल्यामुळे काय झालं, इथून आता सक्शन ऍक्ट होणार. आता इथे ही कशाला कनेक्ट केलंय, इथं फ्लुइडला कनेक्ट केलंय. इथं पण पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर आहे ऍटमॉस्फेरिक, कारण ही वेंटेड आहे. इथं पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर, इथं पॉझिटिव्ह प्रेशर आणि इथं निगेटिव्ह प्रेशर. मग काय होणार, इथून थोडीफार एअर इकडून येणार, थोडीफार फ्युएल इकडून येणार आणि तो मिक्सचर आहे तो इथून सप्लाय होणार आणि थोडीफार एअर अक्रॉस द थ्रोटल वॉल ऑल्सो फ्लो, बरोबर. थोडं एअर इकडून येते आणि फ्युएल इथून येते आणि ती फ्युएल इथं मी दाखवलं. सो द फ्युएल इज कमिंग थ्रू द जेट and air is coming across the throttle wall. So very small amount of air coming across the throttle wall and a huge amount of fuel flowing through the jet prepares the mixture, obviously will be and thus we are able to supply rich mixture. आपल्याला रिक्वायरमेंट काय आहे, रिच मिक्सचर पाहिजे पण क्वांटिटी थोडी पाहिजे, बरोबर. मग आपल्याला थोडी क्वांटिटी काय, तर आपल्याला इथून आयडलिंग सिस्टम मधून आलेले फ्युएल आणि थोडी क्वांटिटी एअर आपण घेतली आणि त्याचं रिच मिक्सचर तयार झालं आणि ती रिच मिक्सचर आपण सप्लाय करतो. आणि हे कधी होतंय, ज्या वेळेला थ्रोटल क्लोज. थ्रोटल क्लोज काय, कारण आपण थ्रोटलला ऍक्सेलरेटरला 0 पोझिशनवर ठेवलंय. म्हणजे आपण गाडी रन करत नाहीये, परंतु इंजिन स्टार्टेड आहे. इंजिन स्टार्टिंग कंडिशन मध्ये आहे, इंजिन स्टार्ट केलेलं आहे, परंतु आपण गाडी मूव्ह करत नाहीये. वी आर नॉट रनिंग द व्हेइकल बट वी हॅव स्टार्टेड द इंजिन and therefore what happens, your mixture that accelerator is 0 position. accelerator throttle wall 0 position ला आलं आणि ही त्याची throttle wall ची 0 position आहे. परंतु इथं थोडीशी आणि इथून येणारी फ्युएल, इथं मिक्सचर तयार झालं, दॅट विल बी रिच मिक्सचर. आणि का आपण तयार केलं, कारण आपल्याला माहितीये आयडलिंग कंडिशनला आपलं ऍक्सेलरेटर 0 मध्ये असणार आहे आणि ऍक्सेलरेटर 0 पोझिशनला असल्यानंतर इथून एअर कमी जाते आणि एअर कमी झाल्यामुळे इथं सफिशियंट निगेटिव्ह प्रेशर तयार होत नाही आणि निगेटिव्ह प्रेशर तयार होत नसल्यामुळे इथून सफिशियंट फ्युएल या मेन जेट मधून बाहेर येऊ शकत नाही. ओके. आणि त्यामुळे आपल्याला इथून फ्युएल सप्लाय करताना अडचणी येते. परंतु आपल्याला काय पाहिजे, रिच मिक्सचर पाहिजे, बरोबर. थोडं परंतु रिच मिक्सचर पाहिजे. परंतु इथं फ्युएल यायला अडचण आहे, रिच मिक्सचर आमची गोष्ट आहे. मग आपण केलं, आपण एक एक्स्ट्रा सिस्टम दिली आणि त्याला नाव काय दिलं, इथं सक्शन ऍक्ट झालं की कशाला, आणि क्वालिटी ऍडजस्ट करण्यासाठी बरोबर टाईट करू किंवा लूज करू, त्या पद्धतीने तेवढ्या अमाऊंट ऑफ फ्युएल इथून आहे आणि तेवढ्या प्रमाणात इथं फ्युएल मिक्सचर तयार होत आहे. आणि फ्युएल मिक्सचर कसं असेल, रिच असेल.
Hello, sir. Voice is breaking.
Voice is again breaking.
Sir.
Okay. So, okay, doesn't matter now. Anyhow, so since voice is breaking, I think there is a problem with your internet. Okay, doesn't matter. So next time I will with again idling system once again. Anyhow, the time is over. Now, ज्याने कुणी नाव चेंज केलेलं नाही त्या पद्धतीनं नाव चेंज करा. प्रसन्न खोबरे, तुम्ही अजून नाव चेंज केलेलं नाही जसं इतरांनी केलंय. SY_ रोल नंबर आणि नाव करायचं आहे खोबरे. अजून प्रशांत माळी, तुम्ही नाव चेंज केलेलं नाहीये वाटतं मला, एकदा चेक करा. इतरांनी रोल नंबर चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये रोल नंबर ही करून यू कॅन लिव्ह. नेक्स्ट टाइम वी कॅन कंटिन्यू विथ आयडलिंग सिस्टम वन्स अगेन. So you can put your roll number and you can leave now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.